All right, ladies and gentlemen, good Tuesday morning. Let's throttle up and get airborne with our primary live trade brief. The tweet or whatever it was that the president just dropped. I mean, seriously. um, man, I'm getting tired of seeing me, to be honest with you. So like 10 media hits yesterday, man. There was Australia, there was the UK, there was a bunch of US hits. I'm kind of getting tired of talking, to be honest with you, but I am using all of these opportunities to really promote the No Fallen Heroes Foundation at the end, talking about, uh, being ready to take care of our heroes when they return home. I don't want to leave anybody hanging like they left us hanging, and Desert Storm folks hanging, Vietnam people hanging, all that type of stuff. So I'm doing my best. It is exposure, but yeah, it just I'm like, okay, enough. But all it takes is reaching one person to reach out, and it is. My phone's blowing up and messages on Instagram like, "Hey, I need help" and stuff like that, which is great. And then it's not great because the foundation essentially doesn't have any money in it right now. I mean, it's sad. Yeah, we're on fumes. So if you make some nice sniper shots, I'd appreciate, throwing some shekels over the fence. The exposure is good, but then it isn't because we get a lot of folks who need help and then we don't get any donors, which sucks. So, but I got to work on that. Um, these people are just awful. What people? Democrats? Senator Mark Kelly, who goes out of his way, he wears his flight jacket and he goes out of his way. Well, Trump, I'm a combat veteran, and you and Bone Spurs, and I'm a combat veteran. I flew A6s in Desert Storm. So you're a war criminal. Threatening to target power plants and other non military targets is not strength. If those words become orders to destroy civilian infrastructure with no valid military purpose, it's a war crime. It's an armed conflict. That's exactly what we did, you jackass, in Desert Storm. The first 24 to 72 hours in Desert Storm, I give it to you, Mark. What were the primary targets in the air campaign? Day one, hour one, minute one. Electrical power grid. Oh, power plants, switching transformers, shut down their radar, comms, command centers. What else? Command and control. Oh, air defenses. Okay. Com infrastructure, telephone, microwave, fiber optics, TV and radio stations. We haven't done any of this. The propaganda, the state media, the BMO lady, right? The black moving object wearing her burqa. We will offer you a great reward if you capture this pilot, this Yankee invader. Why haven't we blown up the Iranian TV yet? Airfields, runways, transport. What did we do in Desert Storm? Bridges, rail. Do you know how many times when I was doing Operation Southern Watch, we were targeting these things, on practice strikes as they rebuilt them? Supply depots, highways, rail, bridges, oil and infrastructure, refineries, fuel depots, pipelines. I'm surprised it took Trump this long to target infrastructure, but he has been restrained in his approach to avoid more damage than necessary. So all these Democrats suck. You suck. They're doing these are illegal orders, active duty people. Do not follow them. That's fucking treason. It's sedition. I just posted this. Somebody posted this. Do you remember what General Curtis LeMay said? um, if we lose, we'll be tried as war criminals. General Curtis LeMay on firebombing Tokyo. We firebombed Germany. We firebombed Japan. Now, thank God we don't do that anymore. We have smart weapons and we can target. But these fucking assholes that are throwing around terms like war crimes and you can't target infrastructure are retarded. I can't stand these people. He didn't target the infrastructure first. I didn't take my microdose this morning or get to meditate. I was on a 2 hour podcast just now, so I'm wound up. This infuriates me. If this were Joe, well, no, I was going to say if it was Joe Biden or Barack Obama, Obama would still be flying billions in cash to give to the mullahs, and Joe Biden would be shitting his pants and taking a nap. These people are awful. You know for a fact that secretly they were hoping that guy got captured. You know it because it would make Trump look bad. So stop with the war crime bullshit and targeting infrastructure. It's not. That's what you do day one of armed conflict. You take out their infrastructure. Now, the market is absolutely imploding. Why? Trump warns Iran, whole civilization will die. It's a gift. Mooch, Anthony Scaramucci. He's threatening nuclear war and he's going to kill civilians. Trump can pull defeat from the jaws of victory 6 days a week and twice on Sunday. Stop it. I get the aggressive rhetoric, man, but clearly it's not working. Okay? It's working with the Iranian people. I see a ton of social media accounts like, hey, I'm an Iranian and got Starlink and please help us and everything like that. That's probably the masses. 10, 20% of Iran, radical Islamic nutcases that don't mind dying and will fight to the last civilian, right? Last night, what did you see? I hereby call on all Iranians, children, and mothers to go surround the power plants, to go surround and stand on the bridges. So, what did I tell you last week? I said this is going to get worse. And here we are. So we hit the 20-day with the what? Yeah. I mean we kissed the 20-day and we failed. How many times have I told you that each one of these uh, dips was to buy and then to sell the rip? Buy the dip, sell the rip. Buy the dip, sell the rip. And then super dip, super rip, which I told you was what? A short squeeze. And now we're imploding. So I have no idea what's going to happen. You're throwing out rhetoric like this, man. A whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. I don't want it to happen, but it probably will. I just don't know I don't know what to do with that. I don't know what that means. I mean, what does it take Trump seriously, but not literally? I'd take him seriously. But again, now we have Iranian civilians going out, probably with a bayonet in their back, to go stand around all these targets. And the S&P deserves to be down over 1%. I think we might go down 2% today. I mean, you're threatening to annihilate an entire civilization. I just don't know what to do with that. Um, I did see reports that uh, you know, some U.S. and regional mediators are trying to get like a 45-day ceasefire that could lead to a permanent end of the war, blah, blah. I saw the president during the egg roll. Somebody asked him about that. He's like, no, I'm the guy that decides anything. And I've never heard that. And the answer is no. Um, I don't know. I don't know what to do here. I don't even know if I buy this bottom if the SPX turns. I mean, we're just ripping lower. We tried to stop at a couple 25s and we're not. Um, where's SPX here? Yeah, down to full, gap down to a 25, implode to it. We didn't even stop at 65.50. So this is lookout below moment. I'm a little speechless right now, which is not usual. You know, this was last night, which is already old. Hopes fade for deal with Iran ahead of Tuesday night deadline. So you guys know what I know. I just don't like. I don't like rhetoric like that. David, of course we can. Can we trust an Iranian deal? Of course you can't. I- we haven't, it's been 47 years of Iran lying and we won't enrich. They walk into negotiations a couple months ago. We have enough. We have enriched 60%. We have enough for 11 nukes. You said you weren't doing that. Ha. We don't have intermediate range ballistic missiles. There goes one, two of them to Diego Garcia. Oh, so you lied about that too. It's so stupid. Like David Axelrod and Obama, all these people, like, well, the Iranians, we were doing all this, and they're just stupid people. Most of the sites in your JPOA or whatever were off limits to inspectors. What? I can't stand stupid people. They work my nerves. So no, you can't trust a deal with Iran. All I care about at this point is this: opening the strait. That's all the market cares about, folks. I think the last sortie count I saw was like um, 14,000 now. The their nuke program is gone. Essentially, I think we finally B2'd it. I think they were trying to leave the nuke sites where there's potential uranium intact, so they could turn it over. But I think Trump's just like, I just sealed in a tunnel for the next 20, 30 years. I'm already seeing Democrats online. Have you seen this? We haven't seen the pilots. So we think, I'm already seeing this ripping around X this morning. That operation, the landing the C-130s and stuff like that, was to go take the uranium back, and it failed because we haven't seen the pilot or the Wizzo. It's bullshit. Ugh. I guarantee you in the next week to two, does everybody remember Scott O'Grady, idiot S-16 guy who got himself shot down over Bosnia? He evaded capture for 6 days, eating ants, right? He went on Jay Leno. Oh, here's some ants. Oh, yeah, here's how I lived. Guy was an idiot. Bill Clinton had him at the White House smoking cigars up on the balcony. Got a Distinguished Flying Cross or something like that. The guy was a complete idiot. So we will see this pilot and Wizzo, I guarantee you, at the White House soon. So, but they're already doing that. It was a failed mission because they were going after the uranium and all sorts of stuff like that. So the infrastructure, folks, the military infrastructure is destroyed. There is no Navy. There is no, I mean, literally there's A-10s and Apaches taking out rowboats now. There is no Iranian Navy. And like the president said yesterday in his press conference, he's like, you know, uh, the only thing they can have is a handful of mines at this point right now. And we know where they are. And if anybody even leaves the mine place to get into a boat, they're dead. Um, so the Navy's gone, the Air Force is gone, the nuke infrastructure is gone, all the military targets are gone. Israel doesn't really care about us. They're pounding the shit out of the IRGC, that base, this weapon store. So it's over with essentially. But they're still kind of doing the Strait of Hormuz. We own it. Their last proposal said we'll split it with Oman. $2 million a ship. We want a toll through the Strait of Hormuz now, but we'll split it with our Omani brothers, which clearly is unacceptable. So, um, and look at this old headline. This was from a couple days ago, last week. The Iran war FOMO trade pauses after sending stocks surging. What did I tell you? No, I said this ain't over. And here we are this week with everybody's going to die tonight. I just don't know what to do with any of that. Uh, I pray to my core, none of that happens. I pray none of that happens. I have no problem with the Iranians. The Persian people are proud, awesome people. You see pictures of pre-radical Islamic idiots in Iran. You see pictures from the 70s in Tehran. It looked like SoCal. I mean, women walking around in their short skirts and driving and everything like that. And now it's a shithole. We're going to throw homosexuals off the roof. We're going to hang an Olympic wrestler because he said something wrong about the regime. So I have no problem with the people. But the radical is like, that's who you kill, Mr. President. And we have been doing that. So I don't know what's going to go on. If tonight, I, what do I feel in my core? We get another Trump. Lucy with the football. I talked to somebody, great dude. We could work with this guy. He's my guy, and he's we're gonna get the Mussolini benevolent dictatorship approach. Like kiss my ring. They kissed my ring. They offered me a couple ships, and I'm gonna pause like he did. When was this? Like a week and a half ago, the 5 day pause that turned into a 10 day, and then this shoot down happened. So I think we get another Trump. I'm not calling it a taco. He doesn't always chicken out, or we wouldn't be here. I'd say another reprieve. Oh well, we got this, so we're gonna not kill everybody in Iran. Thank you. So I would, maybe I don't know if that's the turn right now. If you're a gambler, it might be the turn, or it's one of those. Let's just take a look because you can make some decent money doing these things, but not if you're wrong. So implosion to a 20 thrive through a 25 back up to it, implosion through a 25 back up to it. We might have one of those. So be careful with any sniper. I'm not doing any right now because it could, we've seen these days before, right? Implosion up, implosion up, implosion up. So we'll see. Kind of wait for, even though that's a 2-4 with two big green handles, this was a potential sniper opportunity. Bull put spread wise. But as soon as you saw that slam, you should have shot a bear call spread. So I'm going to hang. You could always buy some cheap drinking money calls right now if you were interested, right? Wiz, that ain't going to happen. What would drinking money calls be for today? Maybe I'll throw some, one on or something like that. Um, wait, where did we open? 6,600, right? We opened at a round number. What are the 6,600 calls right now? If you think maybe we get a recovery rally back up to where we open, it's $435, folks. I mean, you've seen your fellow TGO members do this stuff, right? Yeah, TJ, you could do that. Go out to tomorrow. If he does chicken out tonight, 8 o'clock tonight, the deadline. Made a deal. Everything's a deal. I'm a great negotiator. It's a deal. Go out to tomorrow and buy some, cheap out of the money calls. 66.50, if he chickens out tonight, changes his mind tonight and 66.50, go buy. And you don't have to do the drinking money calls. You could literally do like a spread, right? Like tomorrow, what did I say, 66.50? Hey folks, again, this is gambling. You hear me. I don't like to gamble. I trade, but that's why I call them drinking money calls. I don't drink anymore, but I'll take my bottle of Camus. I do, and you can spend $1,200 on these calls, or sell an upside call against it. Sell I don't know, 6,700. You know, $770 to potentially make 4 grand. This is why you see Patrick or Mo or Mike or some of these guys who do these type of things and they print money off of it. So you could do something like that, right? For if he, folks, let's talk through this real quick. Here's my commit criteria. Tonight at 8 o'clock, we firebomb Iran and kill millions. Or tonight at 8 o'clock, we get no. I'm going to pause. I talked to somebody. They love me. They say, Mr. President, you're polling so high in Iran, you should be the Iranian president. So I'm thinking about it. The market's going to have a relief rally tomorrow. So even though I'm not done being operational and strategic, here's a potential trade. Buy-in tomorrow's 66.50 call, selling the 6,700 against it, $770. I'll do this one. I'm going to do this one. Let me grab a screenshot of that order. And there's a good turn. We might be running away from me. Well, I'll just grab this right now. Warning, this trade, the exact opposite could happen. Wiz, he did start bombing infrastructure. He's serious. I'm going to lose 700 and whatever bucks. I don't care. That's, again, it's called drinking money for a reason. Uh, New SPX April 8 bull call spread. Hey, might have timed it. Look at that candle. All right, let me insert the image of this. Let's go. Let's go. All right, making a little bit of money. Sometimes better be lucky than good, man. Mm. There we go. It's green. I'll take green. All right, let me finish this. I want to talk about this today. I'm going to leave the death, destruction. It's draining. It taxes me. I hate it. I hate killing. I hate war. I hate any of that stuff. It's so funny, man. Every once in a while, somebody will poke me on Instagram like, "Oh, Mr. Medicine and war." I'm like, I hate it. It's the ultimate failure of the human condition. But there are such things as just wars. Do your history. Holy crap. There's I love this. There we go. We're look at SPX. Maybe we nailed it. Look at that. Yay. Again, that was me just using my feelings. Uh, so all right, I'm going to hold on to it. Obviously, that it is a drinking money thing. I'm just going to let it potentially fly. So that's a binary trade. It's either going to Trump's either going to chicken out tonight, change his mind, or he's going to kill millions of people, which he could do. He's not. So anyway, back to the people who poke me. Man, if you did ibogaine before World War II and you found out they were killing 6 million Jews, what do you do? Oh, just we can all just get along. And Hitler, uh, we'll talk to him, and we need to give peace a chance. Shut up. There are such things as just wars, man. There is good and there is evil. God gave us free will, man. Some people choose to love and do great things with it. Other people suck. Iran, radical Islamic regime, sucks. Look at how they're acting now without a nuke. What do you think they do with a nuke? So enough. If you're one of those people who's like, oh, Mr. I ain't wearing no flowing robes and mala beads right now. I do in ceremony, but for right now, man, there is good and evil in the world. And I have no problems taking out evil. Onward, Christian soldiers. So here we go. This is the sleeper story. I briefed you on this last week. Let me lead with this one. Distressed debt funds target private credit downturn as the greatest sit up straight, as the greatest opportunity since 2008. Did you hear me? This is a Michael Burry, this is a Big Short moment. If you, since 2008, have sat there like, man, I wish I had timed something like that. Now is your chance. Investors anticipate money-making bonanza as sector comes under strain. Come on, let's get back to 66.75. Look at that. It's almost like we know what we're doing here, man, with our 25s. Come on, let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the next Big Short. Investors who specialize in scooping up distressed assets at bargain prices have identified a downturn in private credit as the best opportunity. Biggest opportunity since 2008. This is not about a few bad loans. We're out in the market right now raising a new fund because this is the greatest opportunity I've seen in my lifetime. I couldn't imagine God would smile on me like this. Private credit, ladies and gentlemen, has become one of Wall Street's top worries this year. Did you read that? Apollo, Blackstone, Ares have faced billions in redemptions. This is a sleeper story. Who's the Blackstone guy? I'm the world's smartest, greatest hedge fund manager. They've limited redemptions out of many of their funds. These outflows have reached a tipping point. What? Where everybody on a rational basis has to ask for their money back. You have a large amount of distress and you have forced selling, and it's going to provide a great opportunity for what we're seeing. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the sleeper story. Does everybody understand this? This is the second or third time Jamie Dimon has said this recently, like, this is going to be a shit show. It already is. Jamie Dimon warns on private credit. The JP Morgan CEO puts the mini panic in financial markets in useful perspective. This is a huge deal. What did I just tell you? Private investment funds are restricting redemptions amid investors trying to get out. Fund managers say in response that alarms about private credit defaults are overblown. Copy paste. I was in the board of trade when I heard these type of things. Catherine, I'm going to get to it. Everybody listen to me. Jamie, I do believe that when we have a credit cycle, which will happen one day, losses on leveraged lending in general will be higher than expected relative to everything else. Credit standards have been modestly weakening pretty much across the board, and he's been right. The Fed giving you free crack, the markets, Wall Street free crack, has made credit cheap and encouraged more risk taking. We've talked about this. Private credit has been the biggest crack addict. Okay, so blah, blah, blah. These are the cards starting to come out of the card house. Subprime auto lender Tricolor and parts supplier First Brands Group last fall has also exposed weakness in credit underwriting. Both companies were what? Highly leveraged and have been accused of fraud. As Mr. Dimon said last fall, when you see one cockroach, there's probably more. Okay? By and large, folks, everybody see this word? Private credit. Private, not public, not SEC. By and large, private credit does not tend to have great transparency or rigorous valuation marks of their loans. It's a bunch of dudes sitting around going, how much is this worth today? This. So it's not negative. This increases the chance that people will sell if they think the environment will get worse, even if actual realized losses barely change. It's emotional, ladies and gentlemen. So, to Catherine's point, yeah, I can give you these articles. Read this. There's a little turn in the S&P, but we're starting to inchworm back up here. And I'll give you this one. So if you are a Lifetime member, I gave this to you last week. This is why you join Lifetime, because you get great deals before everybody else. But I did this. And since I'm a good dude, I'll share it with everybody now. But Lifetime got it first. Catherine asked, how do we make money off of this? This is how. Actionable tickers across 5 categories for the private credit distress cycle. Here's my thesis. Private credit is experiencing the most significant cycle since 2008. AI disruption is cratering software valuation. The largest sector exposure in private credit, 20% of those loans are in danger. Redemptions are accelerating. Hi, Wiz Capital. I need my money back. Yeah, read page 197, subparagraph 92, section B. You can't. Distress specialists are raising capital for the greatest opportunity in a lifetime. The question for retail, which side of the trade do you want to be on? So here's how we can do this. 5 names. Sit up straight. You're welcome. By the way, I'm launching a new service next month because I can do awesome shit now that used to take days of research. This is about a $5,000 product I'm going to give to you. How can we make money? The publicly traded firms that manage private credit funds, folks. If distressed deal flow explodes, it already is, asked Jamie Dimon. The best position earn more in carried interest and management fees. Yep. The most exposed see net asset value erosion and redemption pressure. This is a buy fear creation play. Ladies and gentlemen, how many times have I told you about a pairs trade? Long this, short that. Holy shit, there's war in the Middle East. Long oil, short the airlines. This is shooting fish in a barrel. Apollo, the CEO, Rowan, is positioning to profit from credit distress. Cut software exposure from 20 to 10% in 2025. Distress DNA. It's the best position named. Apollo Group. Oak Tree Capital, BN, Bravo November, is the gold standard in distressed credit. Not a direct pure play, but Brookfield's credit arm benefits massively from dislocation. Those are the longs. The short, sit up straight, ground zero. 55%. They've been forced to gate their redemptions. Oh boy. So, ladies and gentlemen, and then, that's the alternative asset managers, right? Now we get into the retail private credit. Let me just give you this report. I want to do some tactical stuff here. I break it down into the 5 different centers of gravity we can target, or you can target. I like the leveraged software borrowers. Okay. And the only one obviously public down here is IGV. What the distress specialists and activist retailers are actually doing and how to mirror the trade at the retail level. You can do these down here. And then the contrarian. I always like doing this. I always red team in these reports going forward. I'm going to say, hey, man, what if all that's wrong? Here's the potential buy the dip thesis. Okay. And then I have some key catalysts to watch down here. This is priceless. Let me give you this report because I'm a nice guy. Next month, it's going to be, we're launching a new $97 a month service that kind of replaces the entry-level solo Amazon. So this will be $97 a month or $9.97 a year, or you should have joined Lifetime already. I already told you that is the way to go. The Lifetime people print money based on this stuff. So everybody go look in the chat box. If you want to join Lifetime before I raise the price again, I already raised it because of Solo AI. Now I'm going to raise Lifetime again because of tactical trade plan service here at Top Gun Options. I'm going to be cranking out this content. So I like Apollo. Apollo's a name you can get behind, but they are the 500-pound heads in this private credit potential train wreck. Look at this. We're hanging between a 25. The market's trying to decide right now. Are we going to rip or are we going to implode one more time? Come on. Another green. Let's get some liftoff here. So let's go look at Apollo. SPX trade's already up 22%. Not too bad. APO. Look at that candle. As soon as I said, look at that candle, it ripped even higher. All right, whatever. Well, we're going to let that one fly. We just made it back up to 65.75. Now, if you just bought the drinking money calls for today, you're probably up 100% right now, but that's okay. All right, here we go. Apollo. So I like this chart over here. It looks a little bit better. APO. And I'm going to upload on the replay page for today that report. So don't email me. I already posted it. Did I post it in here yet? I'll blast it out right now to in here. The private credit implosion targeting brief report. All right, let me I'll blast this out to everybody. And then I'm gonna look at Apollo first. But you sit here with a cup of coffee and do read it because I spent a lot of time coming up with this stuff. I love it, man. I'm like re-energized. This is good stuff. And yeah, AI's been helping me out. Claude, Opus, it's doing the research of 25 people at my firm in Chicago. Sorry, you're fired. Okay, so let's get back to Apollo. You bet, Catherine. I love it, man. I love you all, but if you weren't here, this is what I'd be doing on my own, sitting here doing all this stuff. But it's great to have a squadron, so you're welcome. Okay, Apollo. Obviously, here's the war sell-off right here, which is fine. Everything's pulled back unless it's oil. Let's just look at a longer term chart. Love the 500 pounds heads at Apollo. Look at that. So we are at a great potential buying opportunity here. What is that? 100, 105. So nice rip. And then obviously all the volatility that's going on with the president's going to kill millions of Iranians tonight. Uh, Again, if that happens, the market's going to zero tomorrow. I mean, it would be an absolute horror. So don't do that, Mr. President. Um, he loves to negotiate publicly, but obviously that's not. So look at this. So there's a 10-year chart of Apollo. Uh, there's Joe Biden's bear market, and then cheap money from the Fed, and then we're back at this 100. I like this. I've already looked at all this stuff, so I don't need to give you any more of my commit criteria. You can read it. That's going to be the other good part about the tactical trade plan stuff is I don't have to say anything. I sent you the report. Here's the trade. Go read my commit criteria, and it's going to come out in our 7-step trade plan format, which is going to be awesome. Long-term bullish, Apollo. Let's do that. If you think like Jamie Dimon does in that other article that these firms are out there doing. Michael Burry's are out there raising money from 500-pound heads. Like this is the next big short. Private credit is an absolute. Hey, you know what I didn't brief? Guess what? Because like the Fed minutes last week or when I was in Aspen, I don't even care. All the market cares about is war right now. I mean, I cared enough. I read it and what's going on. What did the Fed minutes say? There is a high likelihood, say it with me, of a rate hike this year. We get a rate hike this year, these names will either explode or implode even more. I don't think I brought that up. I think Jamie Dimon mentioned that in his rambling too. He's like, man, the Fed's even talking about a rate hike, which is going to make this. It's going to add gasoline to these to the potential private credit implosion. So why am I rambling about that? If you think that's going to be Apollo's going to rip sooner, you could always do a closer, long-term bullish trade on Apollo, or you could do like a burner trade out to the fall if you think, because there's usually what a September, October shit show. You know what, Wiz? It's Apollo's going to print money earlier. Me, I just tend to try and give this thing as much time as humanly possible. Does that make sense? You're the tick. You're the trader in command. You do it. You do you. I'm going to take a look at this. All right, the 105. I'm going to do synthetic stock. Selling the 105, buying the 105 call. 520 bucks. Obviously, you're risking as if you bought 100 shares, so let's not do that. Let's buy our disaster put it. What's that, 85 or something like that? Is there an 85? It's either 80 or 85 is the disaster put. Obviously, that increases the expense of the synthetic stock trade. So you're risking 18, or it costs 18, but you're only risking 3,900 bucks. This is a great looking synthetic stock in Apollo. It's a solid name, man, and that's a good looking chart. Is there an all here? I forget how old Apollo is. I remember it during the financial. Yeah, there's the all. I think it IPO'd. I remember this IPO. $11, $9 stock to 100 and almost 200, and now we're back to 100. Okay, so it looks like I'm going to drop a line in here. It looks like this 100 is a critical level here for Apollo, and it's bouncing right there. You can go through that document and read a different name if you want to get long-term bullish, or do a ratio a put spread out into the future. You can do a bearish trade on the names to short. For the sake of time, maybe I can cover that next primary live trade brief. But that Nvidia insurance trade I have on in case the AI bubble pops and Nvidia pops, I have that on that put back spread. You could do that. You could do bearish in some of those names. Okay. So, all right. Why did I bring this up? Because I want to look at front month calls. Let me drop some lines in here. It's a new name. I remember. Yeah, I think it was 2011. I remember. I remember it because I remember the name. I'm like Apollo Creed, right? Drop some random lines in here. Do they, for the front month, do they have like half strikes? No, they're dollar strikes. So out to Friday, um, there's a lot of premium. Look at these. There's still a buck in the 109s, man. So the 109s would be conservative. The 108s would be a little aggressive out to Friday. So let's sell the April 10 110 call. Um, not 110, I'm sorry. What did I say? The 110 would be conservative. The 109s, I'm sorry. I'm getting this wrong here. You're bringing in about a buck. You lowered your cost basis about 100 bucks. All right, let me grab screenshots of this. We should hear something today. Or maybe the president does let it go to tonight to threaten, but maybe this afternoon we get a Trump. I talked to somebody, everything's great, and we should get a rally, but you guys know him as well as I do. Nothing shocks me. All right, and then we're going to ripple through our names to do some short calls if you haven't done any for the week. New Apollo synthetic stock. Check out private credit research report for my commit criteria. All right, put the images in of the trade. Let's talk some Raytheon and defense stuff. It's so funny, man. I mean, the Democrats are already 1.5 trillion in defense spending. I mean, this is all, we can't spend that. It's so fun. It's not funny, but it's laughable to see Democrats start caring about cost, whether it's the two C-130s that were lost. I'm old enough to remember Mumbles McShitty Pants leaving $7 billion in military equipment to our enemy. No, it was old and it didn't work. Did you not see the fucking guys flying our HH-60s? What do you mean it was old and we blew everything up? No, we didn't. As a matter of fact, why don't you ask Benjamin Netanyahu about the vast majority of weapons found on October 8th? They were American from the fucking Taliban. The weapons Joe Biden left made their way from Afghanistan to Hamas and killed Israelis. Stop with your clutching of the pearls with, oh my God, that was $200 million, those two C-130s. Shut up. And then the Elizabeth Warren tweets like, this war is costing $1 billion a day and we could give health care to everybody. I haven't seen you post a word about tens of billions in fraud in Minnesota. Did you see the recent report about Gavin Newsom? 146 billion in Medicare and all sorts of other fraud in the state of California. So when the Democrats start clutching their pearls about money, it's laughable. Not a word out of these people about the Somali leering centers. Not a word. Shut up about money, Democrats. You're the worst. At least and I'll criticize Republicans for spending and stuff like that when it's needed, but this is a disgrace. Any questions on Apollo? Read the document. It's worth its weight in gold, man. Is why I did it. There's other names in here you can target. Obviously, the private names you can't get into. Here the IGV. It's a software ETF. Let's go look at that real quick. The IGV. I mean, you know, Oracle. Wow. Let's go look at this one. Or the software panic, folks, with AI is just comical. Those no, whoa, yeah. I mean, maybe short this the IGV. Yeah, look at that, man. There's the Joe Biden bear market. It. Oh, look at this. What is this at? $80 is like one, two, three, four, five, six. Seems like 80 here on the IGV is the Mason-Dixon line. It was a top over here and then multiple support. But this is bearish, to be honest with you. I know most people see a double bottom and go, oh, that's bullish. Not based on this report, not based on Jamie Dimon, not based on a bunch of smart guys going out and raising a shit pot of money to short all of this. So, what time is it? Nah, we need to cover short calls, but look at if you're looking. So we're long Apollo. If you're looking for a potential short, it's right here. It's the IGV. Go look in your options pocket checklist or your, I think it's in the intermediate workbook. Go look at a put back spread. It's the reverse of a synthetic stock. You can fly into the future and say this name's going to implode. What do I do about it? It's a 1 by 2, right? Does everybody remember that? It's a put 1 by 2. If you need to brush up on your tactic, you can go do it, or maybe we can talk about it some other time. Any questions on that? But this is a good potential short, right? The iShares Expanded Tech Software Sector ETF. I mean, so I missed this. It's okay. I don't trade 90,000 things. You know me. I stick to a core group of stuff. But right around here, when the AI software panic, I think that was around the holidays. Remember, Oracle and Salesforce and LegalZoom got destroyed. No, that's overblown. And then super implosion. I missed it, but I'd never heard of the IGV until last week when I started pulling some of this data together. So, um, okay, let's get back to short call and existing positions. We can talk through SIBO. Nice recovery out of Raytheon. Hey, peace is going to break out. No way there's peace is going to break out. So we continue the Raytheon climb. I mean, this is just a gift. Look at that chart. My God, look at that chart. There's sadly the October 7th attack, and then things just never looked back. I mean, we busted, the 50, the 20, and the 200 during the tariff freak out, but we're just ripping. Buy Raytheon on any pullback. So let's go look at some short calls. If you haven't already done them, you should be doing these on Monday, folks. You don't have to necessarily wait for me. There's a nice bounce. Out to Friday. I don't think, if anything, you could get a little aggressive here. You could sell the 200s against Raytheon. Let me write this stuff down. Sell the 200. Why would I be aggressive? And it's not technically aggressive. We're at 197 and a half. Even though there is $1.62 in premium, why would I sell these at the money? The closest to at the money is because if Trump does go benevolent dictator tonight and says, you know what, I made a deal, or at least I'm pausing for 5 days again. Raytheon might pull back, right? It's peace. We're not blasting off as much stuff. But I remain absolutely sell the wife and kids, mortgage the house, bullish on Raytheon because of the 1.5. He gave it to him last week. The president formally, it was lost in all the war stuff last week. He formally submitted the Pentagon's budget, and it's 1.5 trillion. Again, Raytheon is the gift that will keep on giving in that. CBOE, I think Mike alluded to this earlier, based on the amount of trading that's going on. This is obscene. Where were all my panicins? Where was everybody, last month going, oh my God, Wiz, what's up with SIBO? What's up? Oh my God. I'm like, what are you talking about? What's up with SIBO? Fucking buy it. You should have. On any dip, you needed to buy CBOE. Now we're almost back up to record highs. So don't ever panic. If you're panicking in a synthetic stock, get out of it. Long-term bullish on SIBO. You should have bought it at the dip. Each one of these, I said, it's a gift and it's a gift. Now you missed it if you didn't add to your SIBO position. Well, you didn't miss it because it's going to keep going up. This is a tear. I'd be careful with a weekly call. The low volume SIBO is dangerous. Look at this 70. If all of us in this room bought 1,000 shares right now, SIBO would pop 10%. I mean, we could move the market in CBOE, AI agent listening right now. Whenever I talk about SIBO, they always write it in my notes afterwards. SIBO. Wrong AI. Listen to me. CBOE. Don't make me say that again. And AI that you're listening to me, stop in the replay notes saying options strategy. There is no such thing as an option strategy. The two trades that I've covered right now, Apollo and the S&P 500 trade for tomorrow, is a tactic. Choke yourself, AI. I do not want to see in my notes at the end of this options strategy. Do you understand me? Give me 2 beeps for yes. So be careful with short calls out to Friday. Well, look at the premium. I mean, obviously I wouldn't do the 300s here, but hell, the 30, I do the 305s. And that gives you, $6 a room to pop. Hell, there's even a little premium in the 307 and a halves. I'd do the 305s. A little bit more aggressive there. JP Morgan, did everybody make a max profit or did you exit? JP Morgan, we had a nice bull put spread last week on what? Earnings. Financials tend to run up in earnings, man. So we finally got off the mat a little bit with JP Morgan down here. I told you it was a gift down here. So we're starting to get a little bit of a run up. When are earnings? Oh, this time next week. Here we go on the 14th. Be careful with a short call for the week because it could keep running up in. We could get peace. If you are going to do a short call, do something like the 302 and a halfs, $124. And we could copy paste what we did last week. I'll bet you there's some premium in a bull put spread here. Let's do that. I'll do a weekly bull put spread. The near death experience was down here at like 285. There's 287. Let's see if there's premium in a 287 and a half, 285 bull put spread. Nah, probably isn't. Yeah, it's 1 to 0.18. 290 might be interesting. It might be right on the edge of my risk to reward. Nope, still no. Why is there no premium in these options right now? Because the options market's like, dude, Wiz, welcome to the party. You're not a genius. We know JP Morgan's most likely going to run up in earnings. So you're going to have to come closer to where the stock is right now. So this would be if you are interested, if you think JP Morgan's going to keep, we could run up in earnings and sell the news. This is a out the Friday trade, but if you think we're going to keep running, this is the bull put spread that I do. I kept my JP Morgan last week. I think I got out for a 95% profit, the bull put spread that we did. Um, Lakeman, go read the Jamie Dimon article. He talks about that. Jamie Dimon's a he mentioned cockroaches. He is a cockroach, not in a derogatory way. I guarantee you, if Jamie Dimon is publicly warning repeatedly and repeatedly about private credit, it means he's gotten out of the bad and is getting ready to pound for the good. So, if it does blow up 2008 style, all the financial names might get hit a little initially, but you'll hear a Jamie Dimon say something like, "We knew that was coming. We positioned for it. And we're making money off it, and it'll recover." Okay. All right. So if you're interested, a bull put spread on JP Morgan. We did this exact same trade last week. It expired for 100% profit if you did it. Let me grab a screenshot of that. So selling the 292 and a half, buying the 290s. Let's just round up and say 70 cents. So you write down $1.40. Maybe eject out of this trade if JP Morgan rolls over and the credit increases to $1.40. Okay. 789. If I'm looking at a 70, 80, 90% profit on the credit I take in this trade, I'll close it. I think, like I said last week in Aspen or wherever I was, I closed this trade, or Breck or wherever, for I think it was a 95% profit. Okay. It's a 1.38 risk to reward. You're risking 180 to make 69. And then obviously we know we make money 3 out of 4 ways in a bull put spread. JP Morgan goes up, we make money. It hangs this week. We're just hanging, waiting for earnings. You make money. It can even you can even make money if you stay above that point right there, which is the break even, 291.81. Okay. Any questions on that? I'm still in my wartime SOP, so I don't want to risk 5 grand on any one trade. I'll do, 2,500 in the model portfolio would be a good risk, max potential loss. So 20, it's about 50. All these trades recently around this have been about 15 contracts for me. Say, so you're risking 27 to make $1,000. And you can do whatever you want, man. You can do nothing. You could do this trade. You could eat popcorn. You can do whatever you want. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm showing you what I would potentially do. New weekly JP Morgan. There you go. Bull put spread. It's already in there from last week. Uh, Same trade as last week that expired for 100% profit. And no, I wouldn't do a Iron Condor. I would not put a lid on JP Morgan. If we get a benevolent Trump tonight and he says, whatever, everything's going to rip. Not just our SPX trade, but everything should have a relief rally. This is the closest we've gotten to nuts, man. And I don't. He is who he is, man. This is how he negotiates. He does it publicly. There's, if he's saying this publicly, there is nothing to say in private, right? I mean, if you're, what's the guy's name? Lutnick and his son-in-law. That's a weird group of people to be negotiating for you, but whatever. What do you say in private? Is it good cop, bad cop? Is it, well, he's nuts, but you and I all talk normal. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's what's going on, man, is he's the bad cop and the negotiators are, no, well, let you, that could happen. So be nice to me. You guys watch these police interviews. I don't know what's going on. So I pray that none of that happens, obviously. So we had an opportunity, SPX climbed, and then we just imploded. So, but that's an inchworm. We're doing an inchworm right now. I got no problems. Like I said, drinking money. You could have fired a bear call spread up here. As soon as you saw that big red candle down, there was a bear call spread potential sniper shot. And if you do these type of sniper shots today, you can pay off the drinking money trade for tomorrow, right? So see if we bottom out here and get another run. You could fire a bull put spread down there. And that's exactly what I might do. If we hold here, We'll probably get another turn, but we'll see. That's a big candle, and it's 2 at 20. Oh, what's the max pain for today? Duh, let's go, or tomorrow. Let's look at tomorrow first. All right. Before we look at this, any other questions, concerns? Oh, by the way, smart remarks on anything? You can always reach out to me in the chat box, or it's 64.80 for today. Let's look at tomorrow. All right. The page has to load a little bit. It takes a while. All right. So here's tomorrow's max pain, 67.20, 67.30. Okay. 65, 66.50. So there is a ton of, options expiring tomorrow, way further out of the money than our drinking money spread. So we'll see what happens. What were our strikes again? 60. Um, oh, and we broke through with some airspeed, so I would not put on a sniper right now. What's our trade again? Um, oh, I sold. I'm trying to sell some Definium calls too. I forgot. We'll cover the psychedelic stuff tomorrow. What is it? 66.50. 67. Oh yeah, 66.50, 6,700. Yeah. I mean, so if the market tries to get pulled all the way up to this stuff and it blows through us, we'll see some max profit. That would be awesome. But man, it's a like the president said last week, or it felt like 2 weeks ago or 8 years ago. He said a day is a lifetime in Trump time, and people kind of chuckled. I'm like, he's not kidding. That's exactly what it feels like. So, okay, any other questions? Concerns? Oh, by the way, as I'm trying to sell some Definium calls, we can talk through tomorrow. I'm selling three. I have five synthetic stock. I'm going to sell three against it. And of course, the market maker wants his money. Render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. And just got filled on those. Let me write those down too. Definium. I sold three of the 21s. Demorex investors. I didn't get the replay yet, but anybody? Great brief by Dr. Mash. I'm telling you something. You guys, let's manifest the Gilgamesh to Demorex. So if you're interested, reach out to the reach out to John Thomas, and he can hook you up. If you're a new investor, it's 100 grand. You missed it. If you're an initial investor that you got in at 25, when I told you to get rid of the wife and kids, mortgage the house, I think you can do increments of 25. So I am thrilled with what's going on at Demorex. I had a great call with the chief medical officer down here at Nova Southeastern University in Florida. We're moving the ball forward on a potential Stanford-like ibogaine study down here in Florida. No state university in Florida has done any uh, advertising, any studies, psychedelic studies. I'm like, what are we doing? Ron DeSantis, what are you doing, man? I haven't heard a single word out of Ron DeSantis on psychedelics for veterans. It's embarrassing. Governor Abbott in Texas, former Governor Perry in Texas. I mean, Texas is moving on psychedelics and veterans, and not a word out of Ron DeSantis. It's embarrassing. It's a disgrace. So, all right, guys. Well, and we did break 65.50 with some airspeed. Let's see what's going on here, man. If we get a turn, if you get a strong turn, it would be a bull put spread. Um, we'll see. All right, guys, good stuff. I got to go. I got to get ready for another hit. I think I have like 3 hits this afternoon, so I got to go freshen up and look good here. I mean, yeah, you've never thought in your lifetime you'd see a lower third on CNBC. President Trump threatens to destroy a civilization tonight. It is what it is. I pray to God for peace on earth. I pray none of this happens. I pray we stop soon. We hit our mission objectives. Let's start working on the exit, Mr. President, because this is. And there we go. Broke it with some serious airspeed, so we're imploding. Whatever. Again, that's a drinking money trade out to tomorrow. As quickly as we've gone down here and are going down, whatever is going on here, we can go up. So uh, be careful if you're doing any of these SPX snipers. Wait for a turn. Right? That was a turn. Don't catch a falling knife. Don't do anything else for today until we see a bottom out here. Remember, folks, markets don't go down forever. What did I say at the beginning of this brief? I said we could go down. We could see 2% today down if we don't hear any normal chatter. So, and there we go. We might end up going down 2% today. That's a trade, man. Good for you, Eli. You could sit on your hands. Is that what it is? Slash. All right. Well, if Iran just said no direct talks and F you, Mr. President, what's Trump do at this point? Because I knew this was going to happen. There's no way the president's like, we're going to kill your entire civilization today. If I were the Iranians, I'd do what they probably just did. I'd laugh and say, go ahead, do it. Then what's the president do? You know what he's going to do, folks. Well, I pray I know what he's going to do, and it's not going to be to kill millions of people. I hope he's going to pull a rabbit out of his hat. But if that's what just got reported, that's why we're imploding right now. I'd call his bluff. David, if it's so funny. I mean, I started the brief like this. I'm not going to beat a dead horse. All these people are you know, you're going to see Democrats. If he hits one bridge, he's a war criminal, even though that's exactly what we've done in every military conflict. He didn't do it at the beginning because he wanted to leave stuff intact for the Iranian people. But if he does that tonight, I'm going to take a max loss on my drinking money trade because we're going to implode. So if you don't have a Tredge on, it might be Tredge time, folks. Hey, Wiz, the Iranians just said F you to the president, and he is going to send a message. Then we're going to implode tomorrow, folks. We will have another massive leg down if that's what the president does. So I have a bullish trade on. I got him out of my Tredge last week in that afternoon, right? We had that trade, the last bearish Tredge I did was up 50% in the afternoon. That's a violent move. You get a violent move in the direction of your Tredge or any double vertical. If it's bullish, you get out of it, right? So if you're interested, you should be looking at a Tredge right now, right? I don't know. I just don't know. I'm pretty damn sure the president's not going to kill millions of people, but we'll see. TJ, we absolutely could, man. If we get close to the closing bell and we haven't heard something nice out of the president, we'll violently implode. But then as well as I do is the futures market, 8 o'clock, 7:30 tonight, he could be like, I made a phone call and everything's great. They gave me a gift. The ships are going through the strait. We're going to rip tomorrow. So we are in a binary trade right now, ladies and gentlemen. Either it's going to make a max profit or we're going to get wiped out of that drinking money trade. So yeah, exactly. Slash. They did that last night. The news people are like, everybody report to your local bridge and power plant, and you know what? Trump will probably do that. Like, I'm not going to hurt all the people, the Persian people. I love the Persian people. They love me. They're going to vote me in as president. I'm their next president. So we're talking. If we hear that, the market's going to, I don't know. So, all right, guys. Anyway, I'll get the replay posted here shortly. It'll be up on the replay page. I will put the report on the replay page. It's over on the right-hand side. That's where any documents go in the replay area. It's over on the right side. So, all right, folks. Good stuff. I pray for peace on earth. I'm going to go take my microdose and meditate before my next hit so I can get centered. But these Democrats, these people no, stop. They infuriate me, but I love them. I love Mark Kelly. I love Kamala Harris. I love EAOC, but these people, I can't stand hypocrisy, whether it's a Republican hypocrite or a Democrat hypocrite. Taking out infrastructure is the first thing you do in a military operation. He hasn't yet because he wants to appear nice. Look into the history of Desert Storm, man. I was in Navy flight school, man. I was starting my fighter pilot career and watched us take out bridges and power plants and TV stations and roads. It's not a war crime. And stop telling people on active duty to not follow, quote, lawful orders. Well, that's the truth. Folks, it's like a mafioso going into a business. Like, nice business you got here. Would be a shame if it burnt down. Stop it. Everybody knows what's implied. So you doing this whole don't follow these unlawful orders, it is the truth, but we know what you're getting at. You are creating dissension in the ranks during combat, which George Washington would have had you hung for. It's a disgrace. So shut up about the war crime stuff. And if you hear anybody talking about that or seeing it online, remind them of Desert Storm. Okay. All right, guys, I got to go. Have a great rest of your day. It's 11:11. Thank you, God, for that indication that we are on the right path. Have a great rest of your day. Fights on. Namaste. And I'll see you tomorrow for AR. Cheers.